Hey everybody, it's pal Drew Geraci, and this is probably like the umpteenth, probably the 42nd time I've done this episode. My camera wasn't working, and then I burped. I was like, I don't want people to think I'm a total slob, because it wasn't like a sneeze button, because a burp comes right away. Alright, these are books for my spinner rack. The reason they're all Bronze Age comics is because that's when and where you would get comics, like through... near me, there was a drugstore, a 7-Eleven, a Hills Department Store, National Record Mart, Kroger, and actually a porn shop. Yes, you heard that, porn shop. The first third of the porn shop was just regular newsstand stuff like Time magazine and regular novels and stuff like that. And then the other 2/3 was kind of cut off by those swinging doors that you see in a saloon in the old Western movies. So anyway, all I cared about was this. Dave Cockrum cover. This Iron Man made me instant purchase for me. If you want to jack up sales. I never liked a lot of the horror books at Marvel because they usually didn't commit to the bit. Usually they were superhero writers and editors who only knew superheroes, so even the monsters had a lot of Superman elements in them. And I don't know, it just didn't really, it just turned me off. But there's some beautiful Don Perlin art in here. And I know you're saying, oh, that's not so great as such and such. Well, he did this month in and month out. He inked himself, and he was good with the textures and such. And Doug Bench, I don't know if he wrote from the beginning, but he was a very busy writer. Masked Marauder, after the fact, he's kind of a lame-o villain, but I love the mask. I love the cape that was sort of an ascot, and the way it was drawn. So, bad guy coming. Bad guy coming. And typically, time for a fight between our heroes. And, oh yeah, the Werewolf by Night used to not have his own brain as Jack Russell. He didn't have the same, mindset. And yet, Jack Russell as a Jack Russell Terrier. I'm not making up. That was a real deliberate joke. And it just seems so awful. Okay. You said it, friend. Get one of those typical Marvel fights. And time for a drinking game. If you don't indulge in alcohol, then I suggest water or coffee or prune juice. You convinced me, friend. It's wasted breath, friend. And finally, it's the only comic I ever see where somebody busts on another character for saying friend too much. Because this was a big thing in the 70s. So how does it feel to be on the other end of that thing? Friend. Well, Iron Man overpowers Werewolf. Because. Next time you start getting overconfident, friend. They should really put friend in bold letters. You've got a friend. Like James Taylor would say. Here to do an apology, friend. Actually, the readers are owed an apology because of the word friend being used so much. How about this? Out of the blue, a Hercules t-shirt. Back then, they only used their best characters for like t-shirts and pajamas and stuff like that. But that's really cool. Hercules. He didn't even have his own book. He was semi-regular. Actually, he really wasn't a semi-regular in Thor. Just briefly. Beautiful stuff. Now, what's fun about this is, in a previous episode, I had covered this story, which reprinted an early Daredevil, where he's fighting the Tri-Man that has the strength, the agility, and the smarts of 3 guys. And here we go. I hate this trope. When something wacky happens in public, you'll have the guy, the hobo, with the bottle, and he'll be like, he'll make some commentary on it, and sometimes he'll be like, that's it, I'm off the booze for good this time. And boy, it's just so overdone. And now on to Brave and the Bold. I didn't buy the regular Batman. I really didn't buy a lot of DC Comics, but I would get Brave and Bold if there were no new Marvels out that I hadn't already purchased, because I like team up books, and Batman was in every issue. And Jim Aparo is just friggin' amazing. He it's kind of like Adam strongly influenced him. I'd say a lot, but it's not where I'd call it a swipe by any means. It's just like the posturing, and the only thing he does different is he doesn't do those really crazy perspectives that Adams does. Like if he's showing camera view above somebody's head, and they have a colossal head, they have teeny tiny feet, and it's always kind of wonky. But no credit for a letterer. That's because Aparo did his own lettering, and that's what's great about it. Because that's a Hostess hat. Hostess hat started out pretty good, but they got really dull. Anyway, beautiful, beautiful stuff. And I, just like with Marvel Team Up Marvel 2-in-1, I love the second string heroes, or the third string heroes. It was always different. Different characters each month. So, Nito. I never say that. Okay, Iron Man 104, probably one of the worst eras. Now, the year prior, Bill Manilow wrote it, and he sort of got into the trip where he would revise or do new stories that were basically rehashed or retreads of Tales of Suspense stories. Like he had an issue with the Melter, and it really echoed like Tales of Suspense, 89 or something like that. And there was just a lot of similar stuff. Ultimo came back, Mandarin came back in issue 100. And what's so weird about it is I love Bill Mantlo and George Tuska, but that anniversary issue is so... I have to tell you about that sound, the origin of that sound sometime. There was a football commentator for a college station, and his team fumbled the ball. The guy made this... The commentator who was on, I think it was Tennessee, he went, it's like he was so deflated, literally. And it was just so funny hearing this noise out of this guy. Weird. That's gotta be a Herb Trimpe image. And these two, I don't know where they come from. This, I have no idea who that is, who did that work. This is like the real lowest that Marvel got, and that's probably why they needed a fresh perspective from David McLeany and Bob Layton and John Romita Jr. It's a dream sequence, and the next issue, which isn't, I'm not going to be reviewing, starts with another dream sequence. Really, all that matters is Iron Man's moping around on this estate somewhere in the sticks, and there's Madame Mask, and they're trading clunky noises. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, I tell you, the Whitney Frost with Iron Man. Is that Art Jasper Sitwell? Or was he hopped up on goofballs or something? So anyway, Mias has taken over Stark's company. That's part of the reason that Iron Man / Tony Stark is in he's just in reclusion? I don't think you say that. Well, okay, one last one. Okay. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Where did I put it? Where did I put it? Huh. Nope. Hang in there, everybody. There's a technical... there we go. Alright. Rich Buckler has a really colorful bibliography when it comes to comics, especially ones that are out of focus. Okay, so for a couple years prior to this, Rich Buckler was the artist, and he did a ton of Kirby swipes. For what I understand, he was encouraged to have Kirby's dynamicism, but he took it to be to mean, well, I'll just borrow a lot of Kirby poses. And it was kind of interesting because a lot of the poses that came later, they were inked by Joe Sinnott, and the source material was poorly inked in the 60s. So, am I making any sense with that? Okay. Now, looking at this book, I found no swipes of Neil Adams, no swipes of Kirby. It's pure Buckler. And I mentioned this in an early episode when Reed Richards was losing his powers over a 4-year period. He says, I never dared admit the possibility even to myself, but I'm losing my elasticity, my power to stretch and fully retract. I've become like a rubber band that's been stretched out of shape one time too many. Well, that was a great subplot. That's what I loved about the older comics, because I'm old. You usually had the same creative team on for a while, and you could do subplots because you knew you're doing the next issue. Johnny's got that kick-ass hair, and he just has a fit and blows up. Even Reed Richards can't muck around with the Human Torch. It's so funny because everything prior to that is just like exclamation to himself or a thought balloon, and that's so funny when they did that, because if you start off a sentence halfway through, like speaking to someone, they're going to think, get a checkup from the neck up. So he's in the Fifth Dimension, my favorite soul band. And these characters were recently in the Human Torch reprint series that came from another episode. I know I'm crossing a lot here, but that's how Marvel was at the time. In the Bronze Age, every comic had a sister comic that was a reprint. Like Marvel's Greatest Comics, Marvel Adventure was Daredevil, Marvel Spectacular was Thor, Marvel Triple Action was the Avengers, and so on and so on. And real beautiful stuff here. That's Ben Grimm. They're on Counter Earth, which... what is it else called? Yeah, what is it? The same name, Alternate Earth. I love seeing Lockjaw just munching around. How about that? As cool as that is, the way it was drawn, I'm sure, I bet you, it looks like Sinnott really, really worked it, really made it look legitimate. Damn, that's good. There's the Bionic guy. I guess Bionic Man, $6 Million Man came out, so they had to borrow it. Love those teeth. I don't know how accurate they are, but nobody did back then. So you're just hanging out. But the High Evolutionary of the comics was in charge of Counter Earth. Okay, well. And there is President Rockefeller. Just a little of everything changes. Good stuff, good stuff. We have a great day, and hope you enjoyed this. And stick around for the next episode. Will be a couple days, maybe a day later. Who knows? I publish these at whim. Because I don't get paid for this. It doesn't matter. I do this even if I don't get paid, which I don't. Okay, I'm done talking in circles. See you next time.